Hey, everybody. So, today I want to talk to you about Hamlet Act 1, Scene 4. So, this scene takes place outside on the castle walls, just like Act 1, Scene 1. So, if you remember Act 1, Scene 1, the guards had invited Horatio up to the castle walls to see the ghost and to basically verify that, yes, there is a ghost and they're not crazy. So this time, Horatio, Marcellus, and Hamlet go up to see the ghost. And as they're waiting, it's past midnight, it's past the time that the ghost typically appears. And they're still waiting, and Hamlet's like, is this ghost coming or what? And as they're waiting, they hear the sound of partying. It's so loud. It's coming from inside the castle, but it's so loud that they can hear it all the way on the castle walls, however far away that is. I mean, it's crazy how loud they're being. And they ask Hamlet, what's up with all the partying? And Hamlet just he's just like, oh my God. He says, look, it's a custom here in Denmark that we party to celebrate, and we party hard to celebrate things like coronations and things. But I think Claudius is taking it a bit far, and as a general rule, I don't really approve of it. I think it's really immature, and I think it's not appropriate, especially considering that we have enemies that we need to worry about. He's like, if Norway gets wind of the fact that we're just spending all our time getting drunk and partying, they're going to take that as a sign that we're weak, and they're going to attack us. And so Hamlet is demonstrating some caution, some restraint, some concern about appearances. And remember, one of your themes is appearances versus reality. So, that being said, as they're talking, the ghost appears out of nowhere and catches them all off guard and scares the crap out of them. And the ghost looks just like it did before. It looks like Hamlet's father in full battle armor. And immediately, Hamlet is awestruck. He's not afraid. In fact, unlike Horatio and unlike the guards, Hamlet's not afraid. He's not like, oh no, a ghost. He's like, Dad! He immediately calls the ghost father and tries to talk to it with no fear whatsoever. The ghost won't talk to him. But the ghost does something that it hadn't done before. This time, instead of talking or anything like that, it motions for Hamlet to follow. And Hamlet's like, sir, yes, sir. And he goes immediately to follow the ghost, who is turned around to leave. And so Hamlet is trying to follow this ghost, and Horatio and Marcellus, they grab Hamlet and they're restraining him. And they're like, don't you dare go after this ghost. And Hamlet's like, why not? And I said before, and I'll say it again just in case you didn't catch it the first time. Shakespeare uses Horatio for two distinct purposes. The first is Horatio is used to give us exposition, to give us information about what's going on plot-wise, what's going on in the country. The second thing that Horatio does, or that Shakespeare uses Horatio for, is for foreshadowing. What's to come. So whenever you see Horatio make statements in this play, you need to question, is the information Horatio giving, is it information about what's happening, or is it foreshadowing what's to come? Because it's going to be one of those two things. So Horatio says, don't go, my lord. And Hamlet says, why not? And Horatio says, what if that ghost is trying to tempt you to do something that you don't want to do? It is. And what if the ghost is going to lure you into madness? Now, you know from your notes that we took and the introduction that one of the things that Hamlet does in order to get close to the people he's trying to spy on is he pretends to go insane with grief over the loss of his father. This is Horatio telling us, the reader, that Hamlet's going to go insane, or at the very least pretend to go insane. So this is Horatio foreshadowing to us what happens. Now, Hamlet, he's not persuaded. In fact, he tells Horatio and Marcellus to let him go, and if they don't, he will kill them. Now, as the prince, he has total authority to do that. So they're like, oh, okay, sure, boss. Because his threat is real. I mean, he could kill them and be totally fine with it and get away with it. Now, would he? Probably not. But you never know, right? So Marcellus and Horatio are like, okay, we'll let you go. And Hamlet immediately turns to follow the ghost, who has left the scene. So Hamlet and the ghost go off to go talk in private, somewhere else on the battlements. Now, Marcellus and Horatio are like, well, we can't just sit here twiddling our thumbs. We got to be good friends to Hamlet, and we got to go follow him. And so they turn to leave to go follow him. And that is the end of scene 4.